screaming. Start streaming. Ah! Let me make sure that we are streaming on the interwebs. There's the live chat there.
Yep, when we're going, you got live chat. You're good, yeah. The warm up for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's practice for tomorrow.
Come on, Lou. Come on.
Yeah, we're live. Okay, cool.
Lou's live. Come on. There we go.
Lou is alive.
Of course he wants to come up. Yes, we're sitting in these chairs again, and yes, we will be for a little bit. We love you. Bye, Louie.
We're a little bit early.
Just let people roll in, you know. It's almost, this is our countdown show.
Pretty much.
A little bit of a pre-show. You get to see Louie's butt.
He's mooning the camera.
A little cat butt pre-show. There you go. Lou.
We haven't done a podcast in a while.
It's been a minute. I mean, we've been busy, but, you know, who hasn't been, right?
It's been a few weeks.
No excuse. No excuse. But we got to get better at this. I don't know why it's so hard to put it together. It's a mood thing sometimes, too.
Yeah, you have to get you're in the right mindset to do it.
Well, yeah, but we do the show, our Friday show, you know, all the time at the same time. So if we schedule a time to do this, and not some kind of loosey-goosey thing.
Maybe every Thursday afternoon we do the podcast.
You have to lay down some laws.
For a while we were doing them like every Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
And then like we got kind of loosey-goosey with the podcast.
You know, but if we nail it down, then we're just like our Friday night show. We have to be there. We have to have it, you know, stream it. And quite frankly, like with other stuff that we watch, like our friend Dino.
Yes.
I look forward to his live stuff, you know, and I like, you know, plan around it so I can watch it, you know.
And I like that it's structured, and he has he goes on YouTube certain days and times. Yeah.
Which is funny because YouTube did start out to like one of those things where you would watch like a la carte. You like kind of go, oh, I can watch it whenever I want. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like the must-see TV thing. Now, obviously, all these things will, you know, even this and other stuff that we watch, unless the content provider, which are the content maker, probably would never do, because the whole idea on YouTube is to make content that people will subscribe and watch your videos so you can make money off the ad revenue. But
yes.
Used to be that you had to be. I just like watching stuff stream live sometimes, you know, and like live television or something. So
yeah, well, it is a live streaming event.
It is.
We've got a few people in the chat. Hey,
all right.
Hey. Movie and Toy Collector 13, Rob, Seth Martin, Tom O, Grant Rankin from Albuquerque, all the way from Albuquerque.
We got our kitty friends here. I think Earl's in here in the house.
We have
Louie's in the house.
Earl and Louie here. They hear us talking and they want to be a part of what we're doing. They're like, hey, can we hang with you? I've
got Louie on my lap and I'm being head-butted on my shins by Earl. Here he goes.
Oh, he's funny.
All
right, so I'm Janet.
You want to kick it off?
Also known as the Mummy.
Just kick it off with the intro, yeah?
And you are?
All right. We'll do it the right way, right?
Oh, okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of
Living the Scream. The behind the scenes of the Mummy and the Monkey. And I'm Janet the Mummy.
I'm James the Monkey.
And this is us behind the scenes. No cosplay or makeup.
No frills. No frills.
It is a hot day in Cleveland. We are hot in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 90-something degrees out right now.
It's in the early 90s.
So, yeah, we are both having a relationship with air conditioning.
Yeah, except for upstairs where I'm working, and it just doesn't get up that far, so I have to suffer. Oh my gosh. First world problems.
There's no sound. There's sound, see?
There's someone saying there's no sound?
Yeah, they need to turn their volume up.
It might be your computer. Did you check your phone to see if we have sound? For whatever reason?
Let me double check.
Can anybody confirm that there's no sound?
Maybe he's just messing with us.
That could be true.
No, there's sound.
I'm hearing it.
We're on there. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's okay.
Either way, if you have to turn up your computer to do that, if it was a joke, that's a funny joke. I like it. Scaring us.
People are saying sound is good.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah, when I see those comments, I'm like, oh no, is everything working?
I do that to you sometimes too. I say, oh, mic's off. And you go, what? So anyway, yeah, so hey, welcome to the show again. It's been a little bit. We haven't done a live podcast in a while.
Mm-hmm. It's been 2 weeks since we've done a podcast.
That's right. And we were just having a little chat before we went, Not we were live talking about it, but we'd like to try to get a little better at it and maybe
Yeah.
cement down a time. How do y'all feel about that? Should we do like a certain day and time? Would that be a better thing for us to do, or just kind of like free ball it or something? I don't know.
Hey, as long as we post it so people know when we're going to be on, I think it's okay. And then if people miss it, they can always catch it later.
Yeah, I guess.
But okay, so this podcast, half of it is about our reselling adventures.
Yes.
And scavenging adventures. That's what we do behind the scenes. And then another part of it is talking about the show and events and plans and hopes and dreams and things like that.
Yes, and the show, she means our Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy Scary Hangover Show, which is a live streaming show that streams Friday nights, most Friday nights, we should say, starting at 9:45 p.m. We have a pre-show, that's Eastern time.
Yes.
We do like a little countdown show for 15 minutes, and then we kick into the 2-hour show from 10 to midnight. And then when we're feeling up to it, we'll do the Hairy Scary Hangover, which is about an hour of us decompressing and talking about some random subject or something like that.
Like movies and just random topics like that and stuff that's kind of related to, you know, our interests and the fans.
But if you're not familiar, the 2-hour show that we do between the countdown and the hangover is called the Hairy Scary Hangout. And that's where we host a show in character as the Mummy and the Monkey, Decay and Grimm Gorri. And we do it like it's called horror hosting a movie, like Elvira or Mystery Science Theater 3000, where we show an old classic, crap classic, B-monster movie or whatever we can scrounge up.
Right. It's skits, bits, and a scary flick. Well,
yeah.
The scary part's questionable because a lot of the movies aren't scary at all.
Yeah, but if you want a taste of it, just check out. We have a whole playlist on our Facebook, our YouTube page here. And
YouTube channel.
We do have some shows on Facebook still up there, I'm sure. But yeah, if you're on the YouTube channel, just look at our playlist and you can watch shows that we've already done. We've got. Tomorrow night's going to be episode 166, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night will be episode 166, so we will be live streaming tomorrow night at 9:45 p.m.
Yep.
Cliff is going to, start the show for the little pre-show, and then we officially go on at 10, hosting the movie. And the movie for tomorrow is Adam the Age Vampire.
We've never shown that one
From 1960. It's a film that we've never hosted before. Other people have hosted it in the past, like Mystery Science Theater and people like that.
Everyone's hosted all these movies.
Yeah, but it's one that, it's a cheesy... It's actually an Italian film that was dubbed in English.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm having a lot of fun going through it. It's such a slog, this movie. It's got a monster in it, okay, and it's got some wacky scheme going on in it. But man, is it just? And you said I got the short version. I'm
yes. So the American version of this film is about an hour and a half. The Italian version of this film, which I watched it a few weeks ago. It's almost 2 hours, and it has this weird it almost has like some soap opera kind of scenes, and it had like some drama love scenes, but it's it's like way too, it was too lengthy. But
put me to sleep thinking about it.
The Italian copy was a much better copy. It's just reading with subtitles and then having to get through all these other unnecessary scenes.
And I couldn't put sound effects and something. The whole thing is reacting with the English language that we're using. But bless you.
Oh, bless you, Lou.
Gesundheit.
He was playing with catnip earlier today.
There he goes. He's still like...
And catnip makes him sneeze a little bit.
That's right, but he's such a good boy.
Kitty allergies.
Hey, Lou.
Swamp Picker is here. Hey there, Swamp Picker.
Hey, Swampy.
We have to check out your YouTube channel. I want to see if you added any new videos. I hope you did. We'd love to see what you found going out to yard sales. He finds some cool stuff.
It's a good segue into our first part of the show. Is our reselling are going out and now it's a yard sale, garage sale season, church rummage sale season.
Yeah.
And what were you saying earlier that the quality of stuff? Let's talk about
Yes. So we have been going to yard sales and rummage sales more than thrift stores probably since summertime and the yard sales started.
That's only because there aren't any during the winter.
Yes, because we're in northern Ohio, so a good chunk of the year it's cold or rainy, and the weather doesn't really cooperate with yard sales. They have estate sales year round, like the indoor sales, But when the weather breaks and gets nice in the spring and summer, that's when the yard sales start, the outside sales start, the outdoor flea markets.
Right, Lou.
So yeah, we've been sourcing a lot of local yard sales. We hit up that church rummage sale that we talked about 2 weeks ago on our last podcast.
Huge.
And I've sold some stuff from that. But I'm seeing a difference in quality of items from these sales versus the thrift stores. And it might be different in other parts. You know, maybe some people do better at the thrift stores than the yard sales.
It just depends how good you are at you know, finding stuff that's resellable. I think there's stuff all of the time at thrift stores. Now it might be more picked through because you have a lot of different, you know, at any given time you have more than one reseller in that place, you know. Oh, something shifted over there and scared him. It's okay.
It's haunted.
Something fell over there.
So yeah, and I'm spending less. So we could go to a yard sale, and for the most part, not all yard sales, but you know, we're if we go yard sailing, you know, maybe I spend X amount, and then I'm getting more profit back when I do sell the items.
Yeah, yard sales are interesting, and garage sales are interesting because, I mean, estate sales are sort of the exception because they are usually run by an estate sale company, and just like a thrift store, they're very aware of retail prices for reselling stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, unless you go on the last day where usually most of them do a half off, you know, you're going to pay what you might pay like on eBay or you know, or in a store that sells resold stuff.
Unless if it's like the last day and everything's
Sunday,
on,
it's half off.
Yeah.
But garage sales, there's a weird mentality or an interesting, I should say, not weird, interesting thing, like at a garage sale, sometimes even flea markets still kind of fit in that, and yard sales, is that like if you have something for like $10, it's not, and it depends what it is. Obviously, something really nice for $10, you should buy it, but like like change and things like 50 cents, $1 is like an acceptable exchange.
Yeah.
But at an estate sale, you can rarely find anything that cheap that's any good.
They wouldn't sell anything that cheap.
But you can find good stuff that cheap at yard sales, garage sales, and flea markets.
Yeah, because with the yard sale and flea market and the garage sale mentality, for the most part, it's like stuff that people are trying to clear out. They're selling it cheap to move it quick to get rid of it.
Right. Even though they probably could ask a little bit more for some of this stuff, but it's just...
It might take longer to sell for them, and then they might be stuck sitting on it if it doesn't sell for their asking price. Now, we have gone to some yard sales and some flea market. We've seen some flea market vendors where they have the retail pricing.
Yes.
And that's fine if it's something hard to find and you're a collector and the item speaks to you and you really want it. But if you're buying it as a reseller, it's just not going to work.
Right. Like,
so,
for example,
you know, and they're totally allowed to ask for a higher price. I get it. So, you know, I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, that isn't going to work. I'll pass.
Yeah. For example, on my way home, coming back home today, I stopped at the yard sale, and this guy had everything laid out. Everything was very expensive. You know, I thought, you know, for what it was, you know, books were $3 a piece as opposed to like 50 cents to $1 that we like to find. And things like that. But so he had this LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson.
A bobblehead.
Well, it's sort of a little vinyl figure bobblehead from 1964.
A vintage.
By Remco.
Yeah. And
I did look it up before I bought it. They had $15 on it. And I asked if I could get it for 10. And he called his friend he was selling it for a friend. So called his friend, told me they'd take the 10. But the reason I paid a little bit more for this, you know, I paid 10 instead of $1 or 50 cents. Which is you always want to get anything for when you go to a yard sale. But I looked them up, and just loose, people were buying them for like, you know, $20. This box I didn't see anyone had the box, so I'm thinking the box could make this
sale. He might be worth a little more.
Maybe 30. You gonna shut that door?
Yeah.
30, 35. I don't know. I have to kind of play around with it, but. So I dropped $10, but I think it's one of those unique-y type of things that I think the box will sell this.
Yeah, it's definitely unique, and it's cool that it has the old packaging, and he's still in the box. Like no one took him out of the box all those years.
Right, and if he was loose, I probably wouldn't have paid $10 for it.
So he's like, you know, almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
And he's just, you know, still chilling there.
You like it, Louie? So yeah, so I mean, there's an example of me of something I paid up for. There was even something I was looking at this morning when I went to another the yard sale this morning.
Mm-hmm.
They had a trumpet, you know, in a case from 1918.
Oh, it was beautiful looking.
It was a cool, and the valves were really strange on it.
I don't know much about the musical instruments and that stuff like that. I know one time at a rummage sale, I bought like a vintage trumpet, and I think it's still in my eBay store. It's been sitting for a while. So I don't know what
Let me
would.
go off camera. Excuse me.
Okay, I'm gonna read the comments real quick too. There's a lot of people commenting.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's interact.
Albert says, eating my lunch while watching. Lunch?
Cool lunch. Hey, you
like
like
lunch.
Yeah.
So I might not comment much. That's okay.
You should munch, not talk.
Swamp Picker says...
Yes, Albert, it's not polite to type with your mouth full. So.
Estate sales do miss it sometimes when they do take the advantage. Yeah, some stuff at estate sales, it depends on what it is. You know, sometimes you can get some good deals. You know, like if they have clothing cheap. I know there's a lot of clothing sellers that'll pick up stuff for like $1 or $2, and they could sell it for maybe $10 or $15, $20.
That's where you go into your thing where we talk about how, you know, buy what they don't know.
Yeah, it's
some stuff they don't value as well. Like clothes, sometimes there's a lot of clothing, for example, is usually, unless it's like some kind of like World War II thing that they could tell.
Or some designer thing.
Yeah, they'll just go, look, I'm not going to deal with all those clothing. Everything's $1.
Yeah, because one time we saw a sale that they had all the clothing $2 no matter what it was, and there were some nice ladies' dresses new with the tag, like, you know, nothing fancy designer, but mall brands that were like decent. Like, I think Ann Taylor or J. Crew, like, you know, the preppy ladies. And it was like, some of them were new with the tag. So I'm like, $2, that's a good deal.
Let me go back and say, I'm not going to say that the people at the estate sales that run them don't know.
No,
but they just don't know how to deal with.
A lot of them are very knowledgeable. Yes. It's just that there's so much stuff, and they probably just want to clear out the clothes and the linens and stuff like that real quick.
They'll take that gamble.
You have to think they have to clear out that house in a weekend.
Yeah. So...
then after the sale's done, whatever's left, they have to try to get rid of all that stuff.
I was petting Louie, and he's got really fine little hairs. So if I'm not picking my nose, I'm just tickled constantly by his
Louie
little fine little hairs. I'm being attacked, barraged by them.
Yeah, Louie has very plush fur, and it just goes everywhere.
So but yard sales, garage sales are the best because again, you can get stuff for crazy prices, and you know what? It's not our job to correct them. It's our job to. This is what they priced it. They've had all the. You know, they put it out there. So I don't. You know, sometimes you know.
If someone says, yeah, I'm gonna sell. You know, if it's something's priced $1 and I know it's a good deal and it's something flippable, I'll grab it for $1.
Yeah.
You know, and most people have like the phone or the internet, and they could, you know, look up things if they want.
And I'd wager to say too that some people feel good about putting out stuff that's cheap too. Like
yeah,
they just want to sell it.
Exactly. Well, what I said earlier, like some people just want to clear stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they don't really value that VHS tape for $1 that you find that you think you could get 10 or 20 for. Because maybe they've got piles of other stuff they want to get rid of, and they just want to clear everything out, and they don't really want to mess with it.
Yeah, there are those sales where you're like, these people aren't going to sell one thing today because the prices are so wacky.
Well, there was a local, I told you the other day, there was someone advertising a yard sale, and they had a few pictures posted. So I asked them, you know, how much something was, and they told me, like, a vase was $75. Mm-hmm. So I said, "Oh no, thanks. It's more than what I wanted to spend." It was an antique vase, that looked cool.
Yeah, well, that trumpet was nice. Going back to that, but they wanted they were initially started at $100, and you know, I'm sure the thing could be from the comps looked good on it. If it would sell, I could sell it for more than that. But
it's like finding the right buyer.
I'd have to sit on it for a while.
And it would probably sit in your eBay store for a year.
So I told them what it was worth to me. Because just because you buy, and that's the thing with reselling too. Just because you get it at a lower price, doesn't mean that you don't put your time into it, which is worth money.
Yeah.
The shipping, the supplies, all that factors in. Just like any store,
Mm-hmm.
All that factors: time, supplies, gas, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's just not like
so. And sometimes if it's not going to work for you, just say, "Oh no, thanks.
Earl,
sorry."
Come here. You want to see me get scratched up?
People are saying you have Drew Carey vibes right now with the glasses and the hat. That you look a little bit like Drew Carey.
I wish I had his money. I wish I had like a little sliver of that cash.
Nora says she has Moon Over Parma playing in her head.
Yeah, Drew Carey. Yeah, Drew Carey's great, man. He's.
What's that Percolator song?
It's time for the percolator.
You put that in my head.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
I was cleaning some coffee percolators.
You're buying percolators like crazy lately.
I bought 2 coffee percolators because if I could fix them up and get them working, they sell. And yeah, you showed me that song. I never heard it before.
Every time you would like talk about percolators, that song, the percolator, it's a dance song from probably the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that for years, and it's a really, people just go
I never heard it before, but I guess it's a dance song.
You've never heard it, and I pulled it up on YouTube, and yeah, now it's in your head.
Yeah, now that's stuck in my head.
Now you're infected. But yeah, so but we've been finding some cool stuff, I think, and you've been moving some stuff right along.
Yeah, so a lot of those antique religious books that I showed you that I picked up on our last podcast, I've been selling those, and I'm not going to say I'm like a book person, but if I've had experience selling certain books, and if it's the right price, I'll pick them up. Mm. And they were smaller, so they were easy to ship. I could just put them in like a padded mailer, and they were okay. I want to thank Movie and Toy Collector, though.
Yeah.
He bought something from each of our eBay stores. Mm-hmm. And
thank you.
That was very sweet, so thank you.
It's going out tomorrow morning. Yeah, very nice of you.
His order that he purchased for me, I sent out today.
Yeah, I had to print the label, so I forgot. I was in a rush this morning. But
yeah.
I got till tomorrow, technically, to send it out.
Yeah, your thing will go out tomorrow.
So let's do some show and tell real quick.
Show and tell, and then I have a story.
Okay.
I'll tell you my story when we're done with show and tell. So is this something you have listed already?
No. This is something I have to get into. So this is something
you need to list.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my gosh. There's so much in here.
So what's there?
So here's something that I thought, again, you know, this woman drove me nuts. And we encountered her a few years ago at another yard sale. She was in a group yard sale. One of these people that would ask you how much you think something's worth, you know, and then when after you're done, they'll ask you about other stuff. Well, what about this box of cars? What do you think I should ask for that? I'm like, hey, this is your sale. I don't know. You're asking me with 10 cents. I mean, if you want me to, so.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe she was just confused.
This is like the dream thing, right? You know, a box full of Power Rangers, vintage Power Ranger stuff, right? And they look, I mean, they're glossy.
Those are from the 90s. Those are fun. These
are 94, 95. And there's even some Star Wars stuff in here. I don't know why that TIE Fighter's in here, but
hey, why
Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. A lot of
crossover.
A lot of action figures, you know, the Power Rangers action figures. They got some wear. I don't know if all the pieces are here. Some Zords, if you will.
Go Power Rangers.
Some Zords. But weaponry, I think, is in here, right? Some kind of
Power Rangers.
Weird rubbery weaponry they had. I wasn't a Power Rangers fan. I was like in my early 20s.
Oh, I loved the Power Rangers. But at the time, I had younger cousins who were obsessed with the Power Rangers.
I was more of a Inframan fan, and we have to watch that movie.
I have never seen Inframan.
Yes, it's a Shaw Brothers movie. It's basically the Power Rangers. It's this one guy that can, you know, it has a robot suit and he fights monsters and stuff like that. But
so he's like a Power Ranger.
It's what Power Rangers were based off of.
And Voltron's way cool. Portal says I liked Voltron better.
Oh yeah, Beetleborgs are in here.
Beetleborgs I hated.
There's some Beetleborgs.
The Beetleborgs I think was
Didn't they appear on Ed Sullivan at first? Ladies and gentlemen, the Beetleborgs.
No, those are different Beetles.
The Beatles. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
See,
no, the Beetleborgs, I didn't like that show. But I did like Power Rangers.
So, anyway, I asked about this. I'm like, I just can't buy one. I need all these things, okay? How much are they? Well, how much do you think they're worth? So, I said, I think I asked, I think 50, she said. And I said, that's fair. There's so much in here. This is definitely
because it'll take time to sort through, and
yeah, but
it looks like the one guy was missing an arm.
But it's probably in here.
So some of them.
Oh, it looked like it broke off.
Yeah, so there might be some broken toys.
That's okay, because you can sell stuff for parts.
Yeah.
But the majority of stuff is here. And again, with this stuff is great. Action figures and toys are weird because even if they're broken, you can still sell them for parts or repair. People will buy
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, you could just sell them as a lot and put them on auction or something.
That's a lot of stuff. I'd rather
and just ship it in a giant box and just be like, here, you deal with it.
This would be fun parting out. I don't know what. There's some kind of weird dragony thing that's not that look cool looking. This is a weird dude. Look at this guy. Do you know who this is?
No, I have no idea.
Look at this guy.
Who the heck is that guy?
Some kind of weird bird villain.
I don't know.
I've got to look it up. But anyway, so here's a case where I paid up, but I know that I'll make my money back and then some on this because it's full of there's like I guess a lot of action
different
figures.
Sized figurines, different robot guys.
Yoda
for some reason.
It's just like that little dream
box. They had
box.
a crossover, I guess.
That little dream box of toys, of stuff that was really popular at one time.
Movie and toy collectors say I check out both of your stores at least once a week looking for those rare horror items.
Well,
we have to find horror items to list.
Yeah, he bought something for me that that I'm surprised didn't sell faster. But I had to list it a certain way. That's all I can say. But it's a DVD. It's definitely a horror DVD. But that's it.
Oh, okay. Is it the I think I know which one you're talking about.
FOD.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, they're all on eBay and I didn't do anything wrong.
And then what else?
Ooh, here's something I found at the flea market. It says scraps on it. But it's a scrapbook from the 1940s.
That's really cute.
Full of cartoons.
So they would take they would
cartoon
clip
clippings, yes,
by
I think her name was Hilda Terry. There was a female cartoonist in the 40s named Hilda Terry.
Oh.
And it starts out with an article about her.
So it's a female cartoonist.
Yes. A girl.
Girl power.
Girl power. But she did, she did these like comic strips. It's a Girl's Life, and somebody really liked her stuff and just filled this. Pretty much, it's pretty full.
That's
not all the way, but it's actually pretty full of Hilda Terry cartoons, and people do buy. It's if you look up Hilda Terry on eBay, her stuff is on there. I don't know what this could go for. I mean, we bought this in a bunch of stuff.
With a bunch of paper stuff, I think.
But I thought this was kind of neat from the 1940s.
That's really cool.
I don't know. I'll see what I can get for it, but it's authentic. It was made and bound, done at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got some age to it and maybe some interest. I like little weird things like that.
Okay, so
I think that's it for my show and tell.
So these are things I have actually listed.
Okay.
So here is this is a hard to find Build-A-Bear Hello Kitty plush, and she's purple. She's missing her bow though. That's the only thing. There's supposed to be a bow there, and there's a little piece of Velcro there. And it says love on her feet. She's got like tie-dye feet. So I have her listed on my eBay store. I guess she's sought after because they only made her for like a limited time. So there's your Build-A-Bear Hello Kitty.
Cool.
For people who like Hello Kitty and plush. This is a vintage shirt I listed. Whine a bunch, you'll feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 1990s t-shirt, like graphic t-shirt for a winery. It's really cute for people who like wine. They like retro shirts. I have that listed in my eBay store currently. It's a size large. That could probably fit a men's or women's. It could fit one man, maybe.
Someone who prays.
Some man might wear it. Or woman, whoever.
But you're getting religious on me.
That's more like a unisex shirt. It doesn't look girly or manly. It's kind of just in between.
A unisexual.
Yes. So, Louis is sneezing in the background.
I'm getting ready to sneeze too. Thanks, Lou. What else you got in there?
I listed a bunch of Betamax tapes. I have some more Betamax tapes I'm going through. These aren't VHS. These are Betamax.
That's right. The format that VHS beat out back in the 80s.
These are actually smaller than VHS. Yeah. So I've got, this is Mask with Cher. That movie from the 80s. That's a decent movie.
It's a great movie.
I don't have any like scary movies in here. There's some thrillers, I think some murder mysteries. Modern Romance. I listed that. And most of these I think have free shipping. So if there's anyone out there that's interested in beta tapes for their collection, Ordinary People. Some of these movies I've never heard of. They're like kind of obscure.
They're old rom-com, romantic drama movies and stuff.
Blood Simple.
That's a thriller.
This is like a thriller, like a murder mystery type of movie.
Yeah.
You know, like a drama type of thing.
Blood Pimple?
Blood Simple.
Oh, ooh.
Ugh.
I hate both.
This one looks really interesting. Sanctuary of Fear.
Ah, that's the wrong sanctuary to go to.
It's about, I think paranormal stuff and like a priest and something with the church and weird stuff going on. So I don't know. That looks kind of neat. The Driver's Seat with Elizabeth Taylor. Ooh, that might be good. So yeah, I have a handful more of Betamax tapes I'm going to go through, and then I might even have some more tapes in our eBay dungeon in the basement.
Oh wow!
So yeah, these are listed right now in the eBay.
Meteor. Oh wow!
And the link is in the video description here on our YouTube.
All right, time to do the mini monster. Oh wait, the different show.
Wait, different show. Grandpappy says I still have 2 Betamax machines. Yeah, some people still play
I
them.
have 2 as well. So there.
Where do we find the eBay page, says Seth. Hey Seth, thank you for asking. The links are in the YouTube video description. They're also on the MummyAndMonkey.com in case if for whatever reason I didn't put it in the video description.
Right.
Sometimes I forget or the link is...
Yeah, I'm New World Hoarder on eBay and you are Mummy the Monkey.
Mummy Monkey LLC. And then I think it's called the Thrift Crypt. When you actually click on it, it'll say like the Thrift Clip. The Thrift. I don't watch how I say that. The Thrift Crypt.
Get bleeped.
I almost said something else.
You're about to shut this channel down with that kind of talk.
It's human anatomy. Mm-hmm. It's not a dirty word.
It's actually it's a longer name unless you say the whole.
It's
Latin.
Short for another word.
The thrift.
No, it's not called that.
Crypt. It's not clip.
The Thrift Crypt. Oh my goodness.
Man, that's going to top anything
you've
ever said. Yes, it is. Wow. Holy mackerel.
Wow.
You might want to change the name of that store. Wow.
I think I do now.
Bargain.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
The problem is you can't, that's not a good joke.
Okay, so here's, I have a story I'm going to tell you too.
Is it in the hood, that place?
Stop it. You're not helping.
All right, go ahead.
So my story is, for people who do reselling, there's thousands of people who were using a program called GoDaddy Bookkeeping.
Oh, yes.
GoDaddy, they do website domains. They also have a bookkeeping, well, they had a bookkeeping program. And we were very fond of their program because it was easy to use. It wasn't as expensive as QuickBooks. And it did link our eBay and PayPal and everything on there. Well, GoDaddy Bookkeeping is gone. They're no more. We got a random email about a month ago saying that the website, that the bookkeeping part of their site was going away. We would get a partial refund.
Ridiculous. And
that they were going to offer a 40% discount on the first year, like if we wanted to switch over to QuickBooks. So I thought 40% off, that's not too, that's pretty good because normally it's $25 a month for QuickBooks. So that would be $300 a year, which is kind of pricey in my opinion.
Price of doing business.
So I was trying to get everything switched over to QuickBooks and try to learn that program. And they give you a 30 days free. They sent me an email saying, oh yeah, your GoDaddy information was switched over. So I made a sign in and everything, and I'm trying to try to navigate the site, and I hate it. I hate the setup. But I thought, well, it links everything. Maybe I can figure it out. So the time came when my 1 month free got, it went away. They wanted me to purchase a subscription. So I tried to go on there to purchase it, and they wanted to charge me $80 a month. I'm like, wait, what? Why $80? And where's my 40% off that GoDaddy offered?
Louie, no.
No, Louie. No, you can't eat the props.
Feed me. We'll play with it still.
He's playing with the set props.
Maybe he wants to go up on there. Oh, that's what he wanted.
No, he just wants
attention.
Anyway, he's trying to knock things over. Where was I
I'll
at
kick
now?
them out. You're talking about the $80 a month.
So I called QuickBooks to ask about trying to switch everything over and to get my discount, and that GoDaddy was gone, and I was trying to explain the situation. They told me I had to contact GoDaddy. So I go to GoDaddy and call them. They told me I had to contact QuickBooks. I was livid. I gave it a break. The next day I called QuickBooks. They told me to go call GoDaddy again. And I go call GoDaddy and they don't want to help you. So I'm really frustrated with both companies, and I'm going to have to learn either Excel or like some other program and try to figure out what to do next with our bookkeeping.
Wow. Me too. I have to tackle that yet.
I just hate how customer service is when you try to call to get something straightened out and they always want to pass the buck. They don't want to take responsibility. So they're like, oh, go call the other company.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, when
I was so mad.
I overheard these phone calls, and, you know, I'm like in the same room with you.
Yeah.
And they did that. They said, you know, you called QuickBooks, QuickBooks said call GoDaddy. Call GoDaddy, GoDaddy says call QuickBooks. They were doing this real, and you were telling them they just told me to call you. And,
yes.
You know, this is the fourth time I've been around this, like, ping pong ball.
I was so mad. And then they're like, oh, take a we're going to send you a survey. So, of course, I fill out the survey and I give them the worst rating possible because, like, none of you did your jobs to actually help me.
Ridiculous.
To solve my issue. So now I don't want to work with either company. Supposedly GoDaddy was supposed to send me a coupon thing to get everything set up. I never got the coupon thing. QuickBooks is saying, yeah, once you get that set up with GoDaddy, once they send you the link for the promotion that they were offering, then we can help you with everything else. But it's like, no one's helping.
Yeah, and no one knew what you were talking about.
And no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. They don't want to deal with you. They just pass you on to the next person. You're on hold forever.
Yeah, there was nothing that they were, I mean, you would think that more people would have called or contacted them about this, but it seems like you might be the only one. Because they didn't know what you were talking about.
I can't be the only one because thousands of resellers.
That's what I understand.
Everywhere have used GoDaddy. There were a lot of people in the past that recommended GoDaddy bookkeeping, and now that they're going away in the reseller groups on Facebook, people are like, "What program are you using? I don't know what to switch to," and I'm in that same boat. I don't know what program to switch to, and I need something that's easy for me to figure out.
Yeah.
And it's just so incredibly frustrating. So that's the crappy side of reselling right now.
Well, you might have to just bite the bullet, as they say, and I don't think there's an easy way out of it unless you want to do all the paper pencil yourself and calculator.
I really don't want to pay $25 a month.
That's not bad.
That's $300 a year.
Yeah, but you get to write it off. It gets to get written off. We need write-offs anyway.
Yeah, but I'd like to save money where I can.
You know, they do have versions too where we can have like a couple platforms, so we don't have to both buy QuickBooks. If we pay a little bit more, then I think there's up to 3 seats, they call it, or whatever, 3 users.
I wonder if the electronic stores just sell the program.
They do.
To install on the computer.
But no, that's the thing, is that you have to subscribe the monthly, because you're paying for their server type of thing.
But I don't even like their program. It's so difficult to navigate. I've never used it before, and I'm coming from a program that was just easy to figure out, easy to see everything.
Yeah, there's no,
I think their GoDaddy was only like $100-something a year.
A lot of these things are designed to keep you anchored to them, because then what's the point? I mean, that's why Photoshop and Adobe, which I use all the time. That's what you did. You bought the program, you install it, it's yours.
Right.
Not anymore. I mean, people would copy it and they'd pirate it and figure out how to crack the passwords and all that.
Yeah, and back in those days,
so now it's an online subscription.
Back in those days, you could just use your old version of Microsoft Word, and you didn't have to worry about updating and paying a subscription. And now they want to just bill you every month for everything. And
then the reason why they do that too is like all these companies are cahoots. What they do is like this, eBay will update its protocols, and for it to talk to QuickBooks, they all have to work together. You can't have these separate things.
Yeah, and not all of
QuickBooks will change. Well, now we've updated this to work better with eBay. It's like,
and not all of the bookkeeping programs will link with your eBay or PayPal.
But see, here's
So
the
it's
thing.
like, it's so frustrating. So you can download sales reports from your eBay.
Yeah.
And then put those sales reports into like a spreadsheet, like Excel.
Yep.
So I might have to do that. The only thing is I'm just not.
You have to learn it. I
guess I do have to learn it eventually. I don't have a choice. I have to learn and do something about it.
There's always that learning curve.
And so do you. We each have to do something about this.
Being at that precipice, it looks daunting, but once you figure it out, I mean, it's just like when someone asks you about selling on eBay or something. You're like, oh, it's so easy. But when you first start, it's like, oh, what is all this? And you have to. But for you, you've done it so long, it is easy.
But in the past, I had that easy peasy program.
If you wrote
where it's like it simplified everything for me.
It's not well, kind of.
And I really liked that. It was like stupid simple. It was like bookkeeping for dummies.
It was really good. Yeah, GoDaddy bookkeeping was really.
It was really good, and I'm really gonna miss it.
Yeah. But again, if you were to help somebody, if you wrote down what you had to do, like just to sell on eBay, it would be crazy. It's not just as simple. You know what I mean? It's simple for us because we've done it for so long.
Well, you could technically go by your sales reports and write it all down.
Yes, there's a way to do it with paper and pencil.
You could do paper and pencil. Yeah. Some people have said that that's how they do their bookkeeping, paper and pencil.
People used to keep ledgers. I mean, a ledger
book. Yeah.
That's all these QuickBooks and all that, and it's based on just paper ledgers. I mean, it's the same thing except you can program formulas and it'll into the columns and so it can automatically do stuff and
so that's what's going on with that side. The logistical side of it is
the bookkeeping,
because you have to report everything and I'm trying to find a new way to do the bookkeeping.
I will definitely say that I am happy that we're both doing we're detached from the man, as it were, as far as working for somebody, like on a day, for someone else.
Well, you do have clients you work for.
I do, and but
with your art jobs.
And I like that. I love it. But the hard part is all the clerical stuff, like my invoicing and all that kind of stuff. Man, I'm bad at that. I'm horrible. I like that. When that was someone else's job, when I worked at a place and payroll was its own thing, where they would have to. They would, if they messed up, it's their fault on my payroll. If I work for somebody, or if I didn't have, all you needed was my social security number and my name and and my bank account number, and then that's all I needed to worry about.
Portal goes a column for what you paid for the item, a column for what it's sold for, a column for the difference. What else? Well, your gas mileage,
that's easy too. You can keep track
eBay
of all of that.
Store fees, your shipping costs.
That's easy to
your shipping supplies.
Yeah, if you were a giant corporation, you'd have a whole different issue.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's simple compared to like other stuff, but it's me trying to learn a different way to do this when I for several years was using GoDaddy bookkeeping.
Who this would suck most for is our CPA, because the thing what's nice about the GoDaddy thing is you can, after you get all that stuff, your ducks in a row,
it's all in like a report.
It as a report, and he would just plug it right into his Excel or QuickBooks, whatever he uses, as opposed to turning everything in on paper where he'd have to go down and he'd have to
type,
and maybe he might even have to check your figures, but manually. But with the electronic stuff, it was nice because it was just that you can put that CSV report, whatever it is, and or file, and he could just plug that right into his stuff.
Gory Bits says, "I love it here." Hey, Gory Bits, welcome aboard.
Yeah. We're just jawing away here.
We're probably going to switch over to the Mummy and the Monkey side of things. We talked about reselling. We talked about the change with GoDaddy bookkeeping going away. We talked about some things we listed.
I showed you my Beetleborg.
Yeah, you showed off your Beetleborg.
Sure did.
And your Power Rangers.
And my Zord.
And your Zord.
Yes. Thrift clip.
Yeah.
Crypt.
All right, so the Mummy and the Monkey. So we're gonna live stream tomorrow a new episode. The movie's going to be Adam Age Vampire.
Oh my god!
And it'll be you're still working on editing the movie.
Oh my god! Yes. See, please, if you're gonna drink this weekend, start tomorrow night.
And because it's also 4th of July weekend, I did find.
This is cool.
This part's gonna be cool. In between, like when the movie's done and we're coming back from the movie segments, there's gonna be some 1940s newsreels that I found that I pieced together. Some fun little stories and I think it was called like All American News and Women's American News. It was just some cute newsreels.
Yeah, very cool.
You know, some like vintage Americana there.
Yeah, I think that was a great idea, and you found that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be showing, you know, so have a little bit of that to get a little patriotic thing going on there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're gonna have a new skit done in time.
They have a whole new show, though. I mean, the skit doesn't make the...
No, but, you know, we want to work on more skits in the future.
We're producing... Look, the movie has... It's not like we just chop a movie up and show it. I add drops. Every time we show a movie, if there's sounds in it, that's all brand new. Unless it's a repeated movie, but it doesn't matter. I mean... we are producing something new.
Right.
We're not just taking a movie and, you know, I'm not saying that's
they know.
And chopping it up in a few pieces.
I mean, they know we're sitting here in front of the camera hosting it live.
All that's going to be new. Yeah. You know.
Doc Sludge is here from Sludge Industries.
There's fresh, new everything. Except, I mean, some of the skits are stale, but, you know, that's a whole nother, if you want to add that to
we do have a 4th of July skit we're going to be playing.
A Stasha one, yeah.
A Stasha one, so that'll be fun.
Our classic one we've done.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, I you know, don't put too much, I mean, we have to, this is, you know.
We can only juggle so much in 1 week at times.
I think people just like hanging out with us, and like I said,
it'll be fun to
all of that is new. Hopefully, you know, we'll get time to do another skit or two.
We have a bunch of ideas for skits. It's just getting to actually
things are
piece them together.
Things are ramping up with my freelance and things like that, and then
you've acquired more clients, so that's good.
And the only way to stay keep afloat on eBay is a list every day.
Yeah, so I've been listing almost every single day for the month of June, and I forgot to mention that earlier, but I'll talk about this and then we'll talk more Mummy and the Monkey.
Sure.
I'm trying to put in at least like $200 worth of listings every day, almost every day, because I have a theory that if I put in $200 to $300 a day into my eBay listings, like meaning if everything sold for my asking price, that would be what I would get. So I'm trying to put more into the eBay inventory in hopes I'm going to get out that kind of sales, you know, those kind of sales every day. It would be amazing to have daily sales of, you know, between like 200 to 600, even more every day. So if I keep putting into it, I hope that's what I will get out at some point.
Someone, Seth Martin asked, have you guys thought about including public domain film noir crime films?
Like the Hoodlum. They have a similar feel to classic thrillers. Yes!
Yeah, we've shown some like thriller type movies, like noir and like some kind of... What was we even showed a karate movie. You know, we did the set with the 8 Samurai or something like that.
Oh yeah, Legend of the 8 Samurai. We played that for, I think that was our New Year's show or Christmas show.
New Year's, I think it was.
New Year's maybe.
But yeah, we'll do stuff like that. It doesn't have to be horror or sci-fi.
We love horror and sci-fi. We like the old classic murder mysteries too, because some of those have like scary elements.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to show, you know, I mean, we just want if we're going to keep going, and we're not going to repeat everything from a certain point over and over as far as movies go, we're going to have to show different genres. So
yeah, we like a lot of those old timey movies.
Oh yeah.
So we'll look into some of those for sure.
Sure. What else?
Okay, so Mummy and the Monkey stuff. So Saturday, July 9th.
Oh my gosh.
There's a big event we're going to help host.
Woo! We're going to go to that. I got the still here, I think. I don't know what's going to be on. No, hey.
Not that one.
I know. Great.
Not that one either.
Not that one.
There we go.
I'll find it. Give me a second.
It's right there.
I know, I got to turn Teespring off. There we go.
There we go. So it's called Cleveland Screaming, the final chapter. It's the return of Archie and the Bunkers.
Oh, don't be a dingbat, will you?
And then there's, well, before all that, there's going to be Bathurst and the Ruiners from Detroit. So if you guys like rockabilly punk music, if you like that kind of stuff, you might dig this show. It's going to be fun.
And even if you don't, if you just like the Mummy and the Monkey, come check us out because we're going to be hosting the big shebang.
Yeah, we're going to be the MCs, the Monsters of Ceremonies.
Hi-oh.
We're going to introduce the bands. We're going to...
Strip naked?
No, we're not doing that, Graham.
I am. No, I'm not.
No, you're not doing that, Graham.
Yeah, but it's going to be... No, I really am. Of course I'm not. It's a joke. You're not going to do that.
No. No.
Yeah,
you might need a lot of Nair. The monkey's really hairy.
That's all. Well, yeah, you know, use your imagination. It's got to leave something to the imagination.
But who knows what the bands are going to do? I heard one of the guys from the Ruiners likes to light himself on fire.
Oh my
Bathurst, they have got fun costumes and stuff. They're like Halloween year round. It's fun. They put up a new video recently on their YouTube. It was fun. Bathurst, yeah. Na 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 Bathurst. Bathurst.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a documentary in between all this fun stuff called This Is Elvis's Birthday, 92, starring Mike Hudson. And Mike Hudson was pretty much the leader of the band The Pagans. The Pagans was one of the first punk rock bands in Cleveland in the 70s. And Bob Ritchie and Jim Lanza and Johnny Dromette, those three helped put the event together.
Right. So it's going to be, wow, it's going to be an interesting evening, I think. Hopefully we're ready for it. And I think we will be. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, and tickets are only $15. And it's at the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland.
Great venue.
They have more info on their Facebook event page. Just look up Cleveland Screaming. And you can get tickets, I believe, on the Beachland Ballroom website. And I think you could buy tickets at the door, too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a fun party.
Oh, it is. It's going to be interesting.
There's a lot of fans and friends that said they were going.
Yeah, so it should be fun.
So we're excited about that. I think we're going to see a lot of familiar faces.
Cool. That's always fun.
And then there's more fun. So following that, when is that? Okay, so Wednesday, July 13th.
Yes.
We're going to be on the Late Late Horror Show's YouTube channel.
Whoa, with Dino.
With Dino. Yeah, the Late Late Horror Show. So that will be Wednesday, July 13th. We're going to be on his live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Via computer. We're going to send us a link or something.
Via computer.
And yeah, we won't be in the studio, but we'll be sitting here probably. And as us.
As
Not as Mummy and Monkey, right?
No, it's he wanted it to be more casual, so it's just gonna be us like this talking about our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you know, just hanging out and chatting with Dino.
We could do that.
So that was really nice. He asked. We like his channel. We like what he's doing with it. And what's really cool is when we were trying to first like do more stuff online with our show, Dino suggested, "Hey, why don't you try live streaming? Why don't you try like doing more with YouTube and live streaming?"
There's a good example.
So thanks, Dino, because we're still doing it and still doing, you know, streaming shows.
Yeah, and there's a good example of something that we had no knowledge of. We thought, oh my God, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
What do you do? We figured it out. I mean, with his help and some other people's help.
Yeah.
We just got over that hump and we're just like.
Yeah, because sometimes things can seem overwhelming. We're like, live streaming? How do you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Kind of like now where I'm like bookkeeping. How am I going to do that?
That's what I'm saying.
So I have to figure it out.
Just get into it, get your feet wet, and then the next thing you know, it's nothing but a G thing, baby. ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? You guys will rock the Beachland. Well, if we don't, the bands will.
I think the bands will rock the Beachland. We're just going to help host it.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen.
I think they're really going to be the ones rocking the socks off.
Yeah.
Because the music is so fun. If you look up these bands, their YouTube channels have a lot of great tunes. You guys are going to dig it. It's going to be fun.
That movie's really going to move people, too.
Yeah, and the movie's
move them right out of the place.
It's the worst documentary ever made.
For real.
For real. It was all filmed on a broken Super 8 camera, and it's just a fun behind the scenes super indie punk movie about you know, Mike Hudson going around talking to people about Elvis.
Interviewing people in Pennsylvania about Elvis. So it's almost like Borat before Borat.
Yeah, kind of like that. It has like a, you know, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's just sort of, you know, just out of nowhere ask people these questions that, you know, and see how they answer them. Very cool. Well, thank you, Albert. Yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're interested. We can't wait for all that. We can't wait to that go down. So we got a couple things going on.
Johnny 40 Coats, that's an interesting name, says, have you thought of doing watch-alongs? Everybody plays their own DVD or stream of a movie at the same time, and you do a live chat.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that on some of these platforms too, right? Like watch parties. Facebook used to have one like that.
Yeah, they got rid of the watch parties.
Yeah,
I think the watch-alongs might be...
Yeah, those go back. I remember people doing those a while back.
It might be different because it says everyone plays their own DVD.
Right. So
everyone like plays the movie at home, and then you comment on it, or.
But how do you do that without the movie being heard? Because you can get dinged for that kind of stuff too.
Maybe you put headphones in.
You'd have to.
Yeah, so it would almost have to be like you just kind of talk about the movie while it's playing, I guess. So that's interesting. I liked this podcast, so can you, says Albert.
That's right.
Thank you, Albert.
Subscribe.
If you guys like this video, if you like us talking about horror films and reselling
each other,
going to, finding cool stuff at sales and that kind of thing, give the video a like so we can keep doing more of what we do here.
Amazing.
Amazon Prime has Watch Party.
Huh.
Well, we have Prime Video.
Syncs up with Twitch. Huh.
Oh.
We should look into that.
We do have a Twitch account, Seth, but we haven't done anything with it
let's
yet.
look into something like that, because it would be cool to we need to take this somewhere else, I think, ultimately. And still keep it live, which would be fun,
Yeah, the only thing is I've got many questions about that, but it's all like, I guess logistical stuff as a creator. What the ins and outs of that would be.
Bobby has a good question.
What's up, Bobby?
He wants to know how long it takes us to get ready before showtime.
It can take a couple hours sometimes for me. If I go real fast, maybe an hour. I could get ready in about an hour. I have to brush, because, spoiler alert, I don't always wear my real hair. Sometimes I wear wigs for the character. So this is my real hair now. But for the character, sometimes I wear wigs.
Yeah, and I'm the complete opposite. She'll be ready 2 hours before the show. I get ready during the countdown, the 15 minutes. You're constantly yelling at me. Do I have everything ready? Do I have this and that? Let's say I do. Let's just say
here's the thing. It's very simple for him to get put together.
Right.
But sometimes he'll be like, I don't know where my glove went. Yeah. I don't know where my glasses went.
Things like that.
Where's my other shoe?
That's my only hard.
So that's why I will, early on, I'll ask him, do you have all your costume pieces? Do you need help with your costume?
Right.
Just to kind of help make sure that he's like remembering where everything is and he can locate everything. Because sometimes it's the last minute and it's like, oh, where's my glasses?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only faux pas that I would have is...
You mean a faux pas?
Whatever. It's French, right? Is something like that. But if everything is where it should be and right in order, it takes me like 10 minutes to get ready at the most. So a lot different.
Yeah. And this is like a lot of TMI. I don't even think you guys care, but... Before I even get made up, if I'm going to wear a contact lens, I have to put the contact lens in before I put all the makeup on.
Yeah.
Because if I have all that makeup on and then I try to put the contact in, then all that makeup gets in your eye, and then your eye hurts, and then you have to take the contact out, and then you have to redo your makeup.
Yeah.
And this is way too much info.
No, people want to know that. I mean, it's interesting.
Sometimes I have allergies, and sometimes I don't wear the contact lens if like my eyes are bothering me that day. Sometimes they swell up from being itchy. So I think at Cinema Wasteland, half the weekend I didn't wear a contact lens, and only like a few people noticed. Not everyone notices. But then when I wear it, they're like, "Ooh, your eye creeps me out."
Yeah. Well, they're too stunned by your beauty. They don't care about all that.
Aw, vomit.
It's true. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
I get points for that one, right?
Aw, shucks, pudding. All right.
I look like I'm right in front of the camera. I'm like so far, but it looks like I'm right here.
Actually, we moved this up closer for the podcast because when we do the show, the Harry Scary Hangout, I push it back. So
how dare you try to look up my... Oh.
Showing some leg on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's like, because I'm a fan of Vampira, she was the first horror hostess. She's kind of like the grandmother of all the horror hostesses, or the mother.
Yeah.
I guess she would fast a while before even making her appearances. Like she would barely eat anything. and her waist was the smallest.
She would fast and barely eat anything.
Well, sorry. You know what I meant.
I'm joking.
But her waist was the smallest and it was in the Guinness Book of World Records for a while. She had like the world's smallest waist in the 1950s. She had like a 13-inch waist. She wore all those corsets and everything, and when you see pictures of her, she looks like she could snap in half. That's how tiny her waist was. If she would have bent over, yeah. Yeah. She was way ahead of her time, like really into like the body mod and like
she was a freak basically.
Well, and there's some really cool punky pictures of her with like a shaved head.
From the 50s. From
the 1950s, where she shaved her head and had like this cool like style about her.
John Lincoln says, hey guys. Hey, John Lincoln.
Hey, John. So yeah, I mean, it's just neat how like for certain characters or cosplay or whatever people do, it's kind of neat to figure out or learn how they dress up or what they have to do for their costume or character. Man. Yeah.
For their craft, man.
And I didn't realize this until later on. There's some pictures of Vampira where she has these really long fingernails, like really long. But when you look up close, she was wearing like a lace glove, like a mesh glove that had the fingernails glued on. So she could just put these gloves on and then she had these nails. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah.
So,
oh,
the more you know. We learned something new today.
Unbelievable.
All right, gang. I guess we're going to sign out pretty soon.
Yeah, I got to get back to the movie, and I got to make dinner. I got to make all this. There's a lot going on.
I have to put things on eBay and check on kitties.
Still a lot going on. But, man, yeah, we had to do a podcast. We've been putting it off too long.
We have.
We missed you all out there.
We did miss you guys.
But we get to see you again tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you're all DTF tomorrow.
Down to Friday.
Down to Friday, of course. Yeah, that's what that means. And, yeah, we're going to have a good time. Adam Age Vampires, the movie, episode 166. We got bits, skits, and a scary flick. But, you know,
questionably scary.
We got a flick. But you got us. I mean, we'll talk about whatever, and hopefully the audience participation's fun too. So yeah, we're definitely ready for it. We're having a midnight movie moment there. All right.
All right, gang. Well, stay safe out there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
See you later.
Bye.
I don't give a shit.